In the last video, we took you to the frozen landscapes of Hokkaido, but this time it's the complete opposite. These are the Yaeyama Islands, remote subtropical group of islands, closer to Taiwan than to mainland Japan. Over 5 days, we explored Ishigaki, Iriomote and Hateruma, the southernmost inhabited island of Japan. The trip came with its share of hiccups and challenges, but also unforgettable encounters. So join us on this journey through Japan's tropical edge. To reach the Yaeyama Islands, we took a flight from Tokyo to Ishigaki. We landed a bit later in the day, around 5:30 p.m. We checked into our hotel, the Avance Hotel Ishigaki, and headed out for dinner, walking about 10 minutes to a local izakaya called Karaya. We had fresh sashimi and a variety of Okinawan specialties. But the highlight, the beni imo tempura, crispy, slightly sweet, and made from Okinawa's famous purple sweet potatoes, a must try. Today's big plan, diving. We got picked up at 8 a.m. and headed straight out to sea near Ishigaki. Ishigaki is the most developed island of the Yaeyama chain, often used as a gateway to the region. It's known for its stunning coral reefs, white sand beaches, and vibrant local culture, blending Okinawan traditions with a more tropical, laid-back vibe. We booked with diving shop Ryan. The instructor gave clear explanations and everything felt safe and relaxed. The goal was to visit the famous manta ray spot, but unfortunately, strong winds meant we couldn't get there. A bit disappointing, but that's part of the adventure.どうでしたか、ダイビング。
楽しかった。ウミガメがめっちゃ近くで見えたね。めっちゃ見えるけど。
In the afternoon, we switched gears and joined a mangrove kayaking tour.
めっちゃいいしてる。
めちゃくちゃ浅いです。
浮いてるのすごい。
ギリギリ浮いてます。はい、皆さんマングローブ初めて見た方います？あんまり見たことないです。奄美大島で見たね。奄美大島で。そう日本では奄美大島より南、奄美大島と沖縄県にしか生息してません。
We were hoping to catch the sunset and maybe even do some stargazing, but the weather had other plans. Still, quietly paddling through the mangroves was peaceful and calming, a different kind of beauty. By the end, it got really dark, we could barely see where we were going. A little sketchy, but kind of fun in its own way. For dinner, we went back to Karaya because it was that good, and tried some different dishes. On the third day of our adventure, we headed to Yuglena Ishigaki port to catch the morning ferry to Iriomote Island. It was a beautiful 40 to 50-minute ride. Iriomote is the second largest island in Okinawa, but over 19% of it is covered in dense jungle and mangroves. It's often called Japan's last frontier because of its untouched nature, hidden waterfalls and rare wildlife, most famously the critically endangered Iriomote wildcat, found nowhere else on Earth. Once we arrived, we were supposed to have a charter boat waiting to explore some of the island's highlights. But, surprise, the reservation had been forgotten. While we were looking for a solution at the tourist center, the receptionist overheard our situation and mentioned that her husband is a local trekking guide. Just like that, we had a plan B. We quickly changed clothes and set off into the jungle with our guide. Our guide, Mr. Horinouchi of Slow Tempo, was very knowledgeable and made the hike pleasant and instructive. After approximately an hour and a half, we reached Geta Falls, a beautiful three-tiered waterfall hidden deep in the jungle and accessible only by foot. We spotted some insects, frogs and lizards, but of course not the elusive Iriomote wildcat.
僕が握るとここだ動けなくなっちゃうそうそうそう一番センサーを触るのにすぐ逃げるポポって飛ぶのでね気をつけてくださいはいごめんよ
Wading through rivers, scrambling up muddy slopes, and being completely immersed in the raw, untouched nature of Iriomote was both refreshing and grounding. Massive thanks to Slow Tempo for turning the day around. We couldn't have asked for a better recovery. After the hike, we made our way to Luanamere Iriomote, our accommodation for the night. We seemed to have arrived a bit early. The room was spacious and comfortable, with a lovely view of the sea. The place even had a pet goat named Chaco. She's adorable. But don't let her looks fool you, she can get feisty, so approach with caution. After spending some time with Chaco, we headed to the beach just behind the hotel, Hoshizuna Beach, for a quick snorkel. This beach is actually famous for its star sand, tiny star-shaped grains formed by microscopic marine organisms. Miyuki had visited in the past and mentioned that it's becoming harder to find them these days. We ended the day with a nice dinner served at our accommodation, featuring local ingredients and authentic island flavors. The next morning, we returned to Hoshizuna Beach to soak in the island's slow pace of life. Honestly, I could get used to this. We played with a few yadokari, hermit crabs. Not sure they enjoyed it as much as we did. After breakfast, we said goodbye to this beautiful place and to Chaco. It was finally time to reach the goal of this journey, Hateruma, the southernmost inhabited island of Japan. We took a bus back to Uehara port and from there boarded a high-speed boat. The ride was bumpy, but we made it in just 60 to 90 minutes. And when we arrived, wow! The ocean was so vividly blue, it looked almost unreal. Our accommodation, Pension Sainantan, was located right in front of Nishihama, the island's most famous beach. The view from our room was simply breathtaking. We rented a scooter and cruised around the island. With a circumference of just 14 kilometers, you can cross the whole island in about 15 minutes. Eventually, we reached the monument marking the southernmost point of Japan. Fun fact, the original monument was built in 1970 by a student traveler, before Okinawa rejoined Japan. A second monument was added in 1995 to commemorate peace. In the afternoon, we went snorkeling at Nishihama. The water was incredibly clear, and even in the shallows, colorful fish swam right up to us. Sadly, the sky was partly cloudy, so we didn't get to enjoy a full, dramatic sunset. A bit disappointing, but the colors of the sea and sky were still beautiful.
Hateruma どうでしたか？
めちゃめちゃ綺麗で
とても綺麗です。
That evening, we had a delicious dinner and finally got to experience one of the things we were most looking forward to, stargazing. I only wish we had stayed on Hateruma one more night. It truly felt like a special place. Next time. After saying our goodbyes, we took a much calmer ferry ride back to Ishigaki. For our final day in the Yaeyama Islands, we explored Ishigaki by bike. First stop, lunch. We had Okinawa-style sokisoba, featuring tender pork ribs. Next, we stopped by Parlor Papaya, a small juice stand that makes everything fresh on the spot. It's located right next to the Yaeyama palm grove, which we unfortunately didn't have time to explore. The Yaeyama palm is unique to Ishigaki and Iriomote. It's designated as a natural monument in Japan. We then rode out to Oganzaki Lighthouse, located on the westernmost tip of Ishigaki. It's known as the best spot to watch the sunset, and we can imagine why. Not my photo. Our final stop was Yaeyama Village, an open-air museum that recreates a traditional Okinawan village. You can try on local costumes, watch traditional crafts, and even listen to live performances of Sanshin, Okinawan shamisen, depending on the time of day.
浦部ふもとの水田の稲も今の娘の情けに伸びて年にお米が二度取れるさらさっさ
気をつけてくださいね、ここ危ないんで。ちょっとここの私からも。
The village is also home to several tropical animals, including squirrel monkeys. We arrived just in time for the monkeys' feeding hour, and they were absolutely adorable. And just like that, it was time to wrap up the trip and head back to the airport. This journey actually took place back in October 2023. At the time, I didn't get around to editing the video, partly due to a busy schedule and partly because I felt I hadn't done the locations justice. But revisiting the footage now felt like a welcome throwback, and I'm really glad I finally put it together. Thanks so much for watching, and see you in the next adventure. Ciao!